Hey! Oh my goodness, let's see. I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this. And here we go. All right. All right, all right, all right. Love it. Okay. Uh, Here we go. Welcome everyone to the Congruent Living Facebook for seekers, for creatives, for those of you who are asking, Susan, truly, what else is possible in creating a life that I love? I feel like I'm kind of trapped in between this and that. And so I'm actually stagnating. Well, if any of you have been following along, this is all about change. And what's happening now on the planet, in the universe, is you are being beckoned, encouraged, invited to step into the changes that you've been asking for, right? Time is shifting, space is shifting. We are here to create greater. And so that's my request of you today as you drop in and listen to our Transformational Monday Motivational Moment with me, Susan Lazar-Hart, creator of the Congruent Living Academy and the Congruent Life Method, and creating ongoing this space for us all to play in. So please pop in with your questions. If you're watching later, hashtag replay, because you know I always check in every day. And let's just begin. Now, the topic of being in a bubble came to me the other day when I was just on the brink of shifting and changing. I've been part of certain mentorship groups and they've come to an end. And I've been asking myself, okay, so what's my next best step here? What is it that I'm requiring? Where is it that I'm asking to reach out to that I haven't been willing to? And does actually working in a bubble of what works, what isn't work, does that work for me? And I realized, oh yeah, how many of us are actually working within a bubble. We need to actually reach out, reach beyond that bubble. No matter how comfortable or uncomfortable it is, it's still a bubble of your own creation. So have you ever found yourself yearning for change, dreaming of a more fulfilling life, and you feel trapped in your comfort zone? Yeah, I'll get to it tomorrow. Or it won't work, it never has worked. So I'll get to it tomorrow is based on an emotion, an experience, an awareness from your past. It has nothing to do with the future. So what I'm asking you to do is let's explore how breaking free, breaking out of your bubble can actually create greater for you. So what's inside your bubble? Right? It could be a comfort zone, could be cozy, could be someplace where you actually negate yourself all the time and it's something you're familiar with. That's how you were brought up, right? It could be filled with habits that work and don't work, routines and beliefs. Again, anything that doesn't create greater doesn't create greater. It still creates. It could be creating greater crap, but it's not. If you find that you keep bumping up against something and it's not creating greater, you're trapped in a bubble of your own creation. And so now it's time to peek inside that bubble and take stock of what's keeping you there. So are you with me? Let's see some hands up. Yay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to uncover some essential tools you need to embrace change, to break out of the bubble. Mindset shifts, perhaps an action plan, overcoming fear, building resilience. So let's tap into mindset shifts. Now, personal transformation often begins with a shift in mindset. Well, it doesn't often, it always begins with a shift in mindset. Imagine you've been struggling with self-doubt. Hey, Michelle. Oh, I got a thumbs up on that. Yay. Imagine you've been struggling with self-doubt, feeling like there's something that you're asking to create, but you've just had that sense of, oh, if they found out I'm not good enough, or maybe I believe I'm not good enough, or I was taught I'm not good enough. So a mind shift there would involve changing your self-talk and your beliefs. So, I'm going to be touching on some big topics here that we can't cover in this short span together. I'm giving you a taste, right, of truly what else is possible. If you want to dive deeper with me, Susan at SusanLazarHart.com, and you could join us in the Congruent Living Academy, where we really dive deep into all of these topics. And for today, let's open up, right? Let's open up and discover. You might at the end of this saying, oh, that's exactly what I need to shift and change. Pop it in here. Ask me a question. I'm here for you. That's what these motivational moments are all about. So let's go back to mind shift. So let's say you have a mind shift of what hasn't worked and won't work. Well, I'm going to ask you to shift your self-talk and beliefs, right? Because remember, everything we say has an energy to it, and then that energy goes out as a vibration into the universe, and with the law of attraction, it attracts what it is that you believe is true for you. So if you believe that you can't do it, it doesn't work, you'll be getting information that tells you, yes, you're correct about that, right? Because you're like a Geiger counter. Your subconscious is a Geiger counter looking for ways to prove that it's right. So, hey, Francois, welcome, welcome. So if you're actually have a way of talking to yourself, this is a brand new day. This is a brand new day. And being present with what it is that you're asking for to create, and just tapping in quietly to those energies, really feeling it in your body, heart, mind, and soul, listening to your soul's talk with you, and then expanding that energy out, that also goes out to the universe. And it will surprise you in ways you never thought of, how that will come back to you and reaffirming and aligning with a brand new point of view. So instead of constantly criticizing yourself, you can begin to practice self-compassion and affirm your worthiness and acknowledge what you have created up until now. So this shift in mindset opens the door to self-acceptance and personal growth. Remember, out of all of this, the way you speak to yourself is the way the universe hears you, right? Because even speaking to yourself, there's an energy there. You don't have to say the words out loud. It's the energy of what you're creating. I always, when I facilitate and work with in the academy, it's about listening to what comes out of here, not necessarily what comes out of here. It's about being present with what it is that you think of yourself that creates the reality that you're asking for. And so my encouragement with this tool is, what if you just played with today, every time you heard yourself negate something about yourself, say, nope. Okay, what is it that I'm asking to create here? Does this talking about myself in this way, does this belief that I'm holding on to align with where I'm asking to go and what I'm asking to create? Second is an action plan. Now, we know the universe loves action, right? When you put something into motion, the universe then responds in like kind. So personal transformation requires concrete steps toward your desired change. Michelle says, yes, everything is energy and the words are what you attract. Absolutely. Yay, Michelle. Thank you so much for that. So consider someone who wants to improve perhaps their communication skills within their relationship. Okay? It could be, the action plan could be as simple as setting a time each day to actively listen to your loved one. Listen to what someone is saying. I often say, if you created your relationship like you create a business, you would be listening more. You'd be more present with what is the next best step here for all included. Rather than we've been taught in business, that's business, and then relationship is all about emotion and reaction. No. Create an action plan. Like I know with Ricky, and he knows with me, don't talk about bills with me at the end of the day. I'm tired. Right? I'm cooking dinner, I've got other things going on. If you want to talk about billing or anything having to do with invoicing or what's going on in our home life in terms of billing, the end of the day is not the best time for me. And I've made that clear in a way that works for both of us. So we might set up an appointment to meet. Okay, you know what, next Tuesday at this hour, let's go over the bills. You see how that works? No one's wrong, no one's right. It's the change that you require. So my question for you is, in creating an action plan, get honest with yourself. What changes are you truly asking for? What changes are you truly require? And are you willing to take that action step? Are you willing to stop reacting and to step into, how does this feel? Right? How does this feel for you? Are you feeling contracted? Does that align with what you're asking to create? Are you willing? An action plan could be, go for a walk. Walk it out, right? If you're not sure where and what to do and how to create with whatever it is you're creating, be with it, be present with it. It's like baking bread, right? You put the ingredients together, you massage it, and then you let it rise. And then depending on the bread, you put it down again, punch down again, and you let it rise again. Now, I'm not talking about punching down a relationship. I'm talking about the awareness of everything we create, whether it's your garden and you're putting seeds in the, a lot of us are putting bulbs in our garden this fall to watch them bloom next spring. So too with a relationship, so too with a business that you're creating. What's your action plan? Does your action plan align with what you're asking to create? Are you willing to break out of the old mold of acting and reacting? This approach is a structured approach, and it actually helps transform communication, awareness, expectation, and a style that actually strengthens your relationships. Again, whether it's strengthening your relationship with the garden, with the food that you're making, with a business that you're creating, with a relationship you're in with a partner, a child, a parent. What is it that you're asking to create with this person, this business, this garden? And does what you're asking to create align with who you truly see yourself as being 6 months from now, a year from now, right? Are you willing to nurture that action plan? What's one step I can take today? We talk about that in the Congruent Living Academy. What's one step I can take today? Like, I'll ask people, what's one thing you want to shift this week, and what action are you going to take away? That's the last question that we ask at the end of each Academy session. So I'm asking you to ask yourself that in each day. The third is overcoming fear. We have a point of view. If I change, if I shift, what's going to happen? Well, what if you shift that way of talking to yourself as, I wonder what this could create, right? Because fear, as we buy it as true and real in this reality, can be a significant barrier to personal transformation. Now, let's say you've always dreamed of traveling alone, but you say, oh, well, I might not meet people. It might not be fun. You see, this goes back to what we were talking about right at the start of this, that every word you say has an energy to it. Rather than, are you willing to live in wonderment, right? How do you overcome, quote unquote, that fear? Now, again, once again, we go into fear in a whole different way in the Academy. So if you're interested, contact me, Susan at SusanLazarHart.com. For now, let's talk about the simplest way we can play with this. Overcoming fear involves gradually exposing yourself to new experiences. You start stacking the good. Instead of stacking the fear, you're stacking the good. And so you're gradually exposing yourself to, oh, yeah, that actually was okay. And then, oh, that actually was okay. And then you're building your foundation of what you truly desire to create in your life, and creating a life you love on the foundation of stacking the good. So you start with let's say you want to travel, you start with a solo trip, a small solo trip. And each successful journey, each successful time you reach out and create another little plan and another little plan, you're building your confidence. So the confidence is at stacking the fear. And ultimately, it will lead you to a more adventurous and transformed version of yourself, which is what we're all asking for. Now, the fourth is building resilience, right? So breaking free involves building resilience. Personal transformation involves facing setbacks and challenges. Yeah, this did happen, and not building stories around it. So the more you're willing to not buy into the story as true or real, more than, oh, what could I learn from that? So yeah, this part worked and this part didn't. And what could does this still work for me? Am I the person that I was when I was asking to create this? I mean, that's a huge part of living in a bubble. Is you ask to create something, you put all your energies into it, again, whether it's health, finances, relationship, work, and then you say, oh, this didn't work, or it did work, it worked once, I wonder why it's not working again, but you're in this bubble of what you imagined was, rather than taking the best and leaving the rest behind. Take the best and leave the rest behind. Because what happens is we fall into setbacks, we fall back, we lean back into our subconscious that says, oh, you know what, it never has worked, it won't work, just play it safe. Well, you're not here on this planet in this one precious true life to play it safe, right? And what does play it safe means? If you buy that as true and real, that expression, play it safe, it means you're not actually stepping into your knowing. You're not actually stepping into your instinctual awareness of what else is possible. You're not stepping into honoring your word to yourself. That's all stacking the good, right? So if you're pursuing a new career path and you encounter rejection, or a relationship and you encounter a rejection, instead of giving up, view it as an opportunity for learning and growth. Here's a possibility I just created. I wonder what I could learn from this. What actually worked for me from this and what actually didn't. Like, I was part of a modality for about 15 years, a long time. And I realized by the end of my time with them, it actually wasn't working for me. And I really looked at what was working and what wasn't working. And was I still growing? Was I aligned with who I truly be and what I came here to be and do? And so with total appreciation, I could say, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing group of tools and learnings. And now it's time to move on. It's just that simple. Take the best of whatever it is that you've been creating with, add it to who you truly be and where you're asking to go next, right? Because this resilience, once you honor your word to you, right? This is a brand new day. I wonder what I can create with today. What is it my guides are asking of me today? What is it my soul is telling me today? It's about listening and being present. And that's what creates resilience. Listening, being present, and choosing. And so this will empower you to navigate any kind of obstacle that you'll encounter on your transformational journey. And I keep saying transformation in this specific motivational moment because that's what we're here for, right? We're here to rise up, to create greater, to bring the light in and be present and acknowledge and appreciate where am I now and where am I asking to go. And what's required, you need to break out of your bubble. So remember, breaking out of your bubble is not just about change. It's about transformation. You don't want to, it's not about, oh, I'm going to, I know, I don't know about you, but I notice there's so many things coming in this fall about do this, take this, free this, buy this, do this. A lot of doing, not a lot of being. Being present with you is my request of you. So it's about creating a life you've been yearning for and stepping into the fullness of you. That's what I'm asking of you for this week and every week. Now, I don't see any questions popping up. If there are any questions, pop them in here. If not, again, you're coming in later, #replay, pop in a comment, aha, and a question. I'm always checking in. And if you want to dive deeper, please, let's have a heartfelt conversation. We have such a large group here, and it's often, I've gotten so many comments from people saying, Susan, you don't see me on there, but I'm listening. So if you're missing this and you want to catch up on all the YouTubes we've been doing on change, or live videos we've been doing on change this month, just go to my YouTube. I'll put it up on the top, and you can have a marathon, a binge on change, and let's see what that creates. So Susan at SusanLazarHeart.com. Contact me. Let's have a conversation about the changes you've been asking for, about the bubble you feel trapped in and you actually don't know what's your next best step. We'll create a strategy together and to see what else is truly possible for you. That's my jam. That's what the Congruent Life Method is all about. It's about being congruent in harmony with everything you be and do. So it's just more of like an aha rather than a, oh my God. Oh, I got a heart on that one. Yeah. All right. I will love you and leave you. Live boldly, love greatly. Get out of the bubble. Be that fearless leader you came here to be, because the world needs more of you and your special sauce, that one thing that you came here on this planet to be and do that nobody else can be and do except you, because you are that unique, you are that different, you are that star seed that came here to share your brilliance with all of us. Until we meet again, I'll see you next Monday right here. And once again, tap in, Susan at SusanLazarHeart.com. Let's get a strategy call in your calendar, and let's see what else is possible for you, for me, for the planet, for the universe. I wonder. Bye-bye.